YouTube. The castle is functional, affordable, and attractive. Let's start in Fortify and run through each level. You'll notice that the TC is in the center and that the center is only honeycombing. I have designed this base to give the TC some good protection, but also to try to encourage raiders to avoid targeting the TC at all. If raiders blast in the middle, they will notice that there are no doors leading to the center section of the base. If raiders don't think that they will be able to get loot by attacking the center, they probably won't even bother. As I approach this base, notice how exposed I am to fire from multiple angles. I'll do a walkthrough inside to show you some of the strengths of this base. The 6 bottom floor loot rooms all have 4 C4 worth of protection. All of the loot rooms in this base are 1x1s, but that should still provide you with plenty of storage space for boxes and small furnaces. Remember that boxes can also be rotated now, so that 4 large boxes will easily fit in a 1x1. Imagine if you're a raider and you've blasted your way into the center here. You're going to be feeling pretty vulnerable to fire from up top. The center here also gives you easy access around the base and plenty of space to grow cloth and food. Now follow me as I climb up through the base. You'll notice that the ladder hatch was above the entry doorway. That's by design for 2 reasons. It makes it much easier for you to move around the base, and it also might entice raiders to blow through the first door and then start raiding up. Since so much of your loot is on the ground floor, and since the cheapest way to raid this base is to shoot rockets at the ground floor loot rooms and collapse the 3rd floor loot rooms, it's all to your advantage if raiders make their way up. The 2nd floor is left entirely open to allow you to get around this base easily. Now we are up to the 3rd floor. Each of the 6 loot rooms on this floor are protected by 2 sheet metal doors. The floor of each of these loot rooms should be upgraded to sheet metal to prevent raiders from rocketing into the 1st floor loot rooms and picking their way into the 3rd floor loot rooms from beneath. The circuit around the 3rd floor is also left open to allow you to move around easily. As I take you up top, notice how defensible this base is. The roof allows you to fire at any point around this base. There are no blind spots below the walls. The open nature of the top of this base will also help you in online raid defense. If raiders manage to blast into the middle of your base, it'll be easy to fire at them from all sides. I've placed doors and shutters on one section, and I've left the others empty to show you different options. Notice how there really are no blind spots. With many base designs, it's hard to shoot at raiders directly beneath your walls, but this base allows you to target any attackers very easily. On this section, you can see what it looks like with cheap wooden doors and shutters to protect you from enemy fire. Now I'll show you what it looks like to try to move from the roof to the ground. As I've emphasized with this walkthrough, this is a very easy base to get around in. In the title, I've advertised this base as a 66 rocket raid. Let me show you how I arrived at that number. I'm targeting the side of one of the 1st floor loot rooms with rockets. I have to blast my way through 2 stone walls. That would take 4 C4. Usually 4 C4 would equate to 8 rockets, but rocket splash damage can sometimes reach through walls, and so you can often get in using only 7 rockets. That takes us into the first floor loot room. As we look up, we can see the sheet metal of the third floor loot room visible above us. Even with all of this rocket splash damage, the stability is still reasonably solid, so the only way to take out the third floor loot room is with another 2C4 or another 4 rockets. Multiply 11 rockets by 6 sections, and that makes 66 rockets to take out all of the loot rooms. Now, as far as the central TC is concerned, there are 5 walls between the outside of the base and the TC. The cheapest way to get there is to just blast through the center with C4. Forcing raiders to use 10 C4 to get your TC is decent. Remember also that one of the design features of this base is to try to convince raiders not to even go for your TC. This design tries to make clear to raiders that all they're going to get for their 10 C4 is just the TC and absolutely nothing else, no loot. Hopefully when raiders get to the center here, they'll realize that and turn around and start targeting somewhere else. Having roof access to this base also doesn't actually make it easier to raid. Because of this, I would advise against building external TCs around the base as well. If raiders manage to raid tower onto the top of your base, it will still take them just as many explosives or more to raid the base top down. And that will also mean that it's even less likely the raiders will target your main TC. That's the base. Like I said, functional, affordable, and attractive. The base is also very customizable. If all the open spaces make you nervous, you can easily add more doors. The roof can be set up as you like. High external gates also fit very snugly at the door entrances, as you can see here. I hope you enjoyed the castle. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe.